Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Is that okay? How's that? Better? Okay. Thank you for joining us. My name is Lindsay Dale. I'm your Public Information Officer. Today we have members of our Board of Supervisors, our staff, and members of the public here that will be speaking about the new public health order. If you do have any questions, I will remind you that we are broadcasting live on Facebook and Granicus. So if you do have any questions, please speak loud and precise, and also state your name and publication. If we need translating services, Supervisor Plancarte will be doing that for us. And with that, I will open it up to Mr. Plancarte.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank all of you who have joined us here in the room physically and those joining us online. Thank you for tuning in. I want to begin by expressing my most sincere condolences to those families that have lost a loved one during this pandemic. This has been tough for all of us. We've lost family members, friends, neighbors, those people around us that form our community. The decisions that, as the County Board of Supervisors, we have made over the past few months have definitely been difficult. No question about that. We have based our decisions considering not only the health and the effects of COVID-19, but our community's physical health, spiritual, mental health, and financial health as well. And we take this into consideration every step that we begin to consider towards reopening. Joining us today here are Dr. Stephen Munday, Imperial County Public Health Officer, Janette Angulo, Imperial County Public Health Director, Father Mark Edney, representing El Centro Catholic, and Katie Luna, Executive Director of the Brawley Chamber of Commerce. Before I start with turning the microphone over to Dr. Munday, I am going to try to repeat the same in Spanish for those media outlets that are broadcasting in Spanish. Buenas tardes. Me gustaría agradecerle a todos los que nos acompañan aquí presente, al igual que los televidentes que sincronizan por líneas y nos acompañan desde sus computadoras. Quiero empezar dando mis más sinceros pésames y
Sorry guys, but
Condado Imperial, el padre Mark Edney, representando la Iglesia Católica del Centro, y la señorita Katie Luna, directora ejecutiva de la Cámara de Comercio de Brawley. Dr. Munday.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So as of today, and we're waiting to update the dashboard, but as of today, we have 1,274 positive COVID-19 cases and 23 deaths in the county. Over the weekend, a series of phone meetings took place with the state public health department officials and the county officials for the counties and also the city public health officials across the state. And during those calls, there was discussion about the fact that we are currently as a state in stage 2, but that some of the counties have been able to move a bit faster through stage 2 because they've been able to meet certain variance criteria. This was an update because there was planned to be additional movement, some of which required variance and some of which did not. As I'm sure everyone is aware, we have not yet met the variance criteria, and so therefore we are still in stage 2 in the lower risk. The specific items of interest that were discussed that are applicable to us being at this part of stage 2 was that the state decided as a whole that they would open retail across the state, obviously with the caveat that they would follow the appropriate social distancing and other safety measures that we have discussed many times in the past, and I'm sure we'll discuss a bit more today. In addition, there was a very robust discussion about communities of faith and places of worship. And it was decided that they would move that into stage 2 and allow individual jurisdictions, such as counties, to decide if their jurisdiction was indeed ready to move forward with allowing faith-based groups to meet. So based on that, I have prepared with the assistance of County Council a amended health officer order that addresses both the ability for retail to now provide on-site services, again following appropriate guidance that has been issued by the state, but also for faith-based and other similar communities as well. So rather than read the entire order, much of it is redundant. I'm going to just emphasize the main points and then point out the things that are new compared to the prior order. So effective today and continuing until rescinded, the following will be in effect for the County of Imperial. Number 1, all residents living within the county are ordered to continue to stay at home at their place of residence with the following exceptions. And the first exceptions are those we've previously mentioned, which is people who are essential workers. Additionally, people are allowed to engage in activities that are deemed permissible by the CDPH, which is the California Department of Public Health. Residents may also engage in activities deemed permissible as detailed by the State Public Health Officer's Order dated May 7th, and is also noted in the state's Resilient Roadmap and the county's Roadmap to Recovery. Number 2, all businesses, nonprofits, governmental agencies, and other entities located within the county shall continue to remain closed with the exception.
Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. It's always the internet. The Ethernet. So just bear with me, I'll come back up again. Just bear with me. Nice. So I don't know what to say, you guys. I have to go through this all the time. Each time I go live. So just the internet, just information. I thought they were going to talk. They're basically supposed to talk about churches reopening. It looks like the county going that way. Just from he said essential workers stay home, so that's what I'm reading. But I want to hear more information they got to say because I have another interview pretty soon to do at 4 with an interesting story from Chicago. So they'll be at 4. Hopefully I don't have no problems too. So yeah, just buffering. But that's my thing at 4 o'clock. So this just came out. They want to do a press conference. So Yeah. The sites are on there. They have a Facebook page and they have a county page. It's on the link on there below.
The other hygienic measures that we've discussed on multiple occasions, including washing your hands, staying home if you're sick, and not mingling with people outside of your household. Specifically, although they are allowing in-house worship, and again, up to 100 people or 25%, whichever is smaller, they are not allowing children's church, as an example, or Sunday school. And the reasoning for that is because they don't want children from different households intermingling. Children could attend church as long as they sit with their family in the regular church service and they're within the number of people that were already described, but they can't be in a separate environment because of the intermingling. The remainder of the specifics with regard to cleaning and separation and restrictions are all listed in detail in the state guidance document that is referenced in the order, and I won't bother to read the multi-page document to you. It will be included by reference. What I do specifically want to point out is that in that document, the first section lists things that are required, and the second section lists things that are strongly recommended. For our local order, we of course are putting all of the required elements in place. However, in addition, so that we have an abundant safety net for our population, wherein we are actually clearly still having a significant outbreak problem here in Imperial County, we're going to add some of the things that were considered to be strongly recommended, and we're going to make them mandatory. Specifically, those are the following. Singing and group recitation shall only be permitted through alternative methods, i.e. internet live and or recorded streaming, telephone, drive-in, etc. Such activities shall not be allowed in indoor facilities. The reasoning behind that is because we've now have published studies that have shown that singing can transmit disease. Several large outbreaks have been associated with this, including some deaths, and including some in which there was then community transmission that also led to a death. So because we know that singing can lead to aerosolization, which is able to travel over longer distance than the 6 feet that we normally discuss for regular COVID transmission, we are not going to allow that to take place. And that includes recitation as well, so things like group prayer and liturgies, because again, when vigorous talking occurs like that, it can also lead to aerosolization and therefore transmission over a longer distance than the 6 feet. In addition, faith traditions that require the kissing of ritual objects, use of common cup, worship may set up containers where congregants may place their donations. And finally, children must remain with their family group at all times during services or other faith gatherings. Sunday school and other church, children's services shall not be permitted. Types of industry are brought on board, and the guidance documents are developed and released by the state. Then we will consider adding those to the order as well. It's important to note that the state still has a recommendation for the use of face coverings. However, the local order for Imperial County, including the new one that I have just signed, does still mandate face coverings. It's not optional, so that pertains to these new environments as well. But it's important to understand that the masking is required everywhere, not just in faith-based gatherings and in the retail environments that we're talking about today. So the rest of this is not different than prior orders, and therefore I will not read them to you. But of course, copies of the document will be provided to everyone once they are finalized. So I'm going to stop there and see if anyone else, Janette, if you wanted to add anything to that. And then we have a few other people who will be speaking as well.
I do have a PowerPoint. It's just a brief overview of our roadmap stages, roadmap to recovery. Before I translate what Dr. Munday said, I will not try to attempt to translate word per word, but I will provide you with a gist of what Dr. Munday said in Spanish. Roadmap to recovery in Imperial County. We have the 4 stages, as Dr. Munday mentioned. Within stage 2, we're at the lower risk stage currently, working hard towards meeting our variants here locally. It's very small print, but what I have here for you is the status of the readiness criteria. We are currently meeting one of the 2 metrics within the epidemiological stability. The one in progress is the one, the testing positivity over the past 7 days that we're working on. Protection of essential workers, testing. We're good to go. We're doing quite a bit of testing out in the community. Containment capacity, we've met. Hospital capacity, vulnerable populations, that's another one that's in progress. We're currently working with our skilled nursing facilities to ensure that they have enough supply on hand for at least 14 days. COVID-19 industry guidance. There are key areas for both faith-based organizations and retail sector that we need to look into and have in place. For example, workplace-specific plans, employee and volunteer training, individual control measures and screening, cleaning and disinfecting protocols, physical distancing guidelines, and special considerations are all found within the documents that the state has put out. Now, to the information that Dr. Munday shared, I will be translating that in Spanish. El día de hoy tenemos un total de 1,274 casos positivos y lamentablemente 23 fallecimientos en el condado de Imperial. El fin de semana trabajamos bastante, tuvimos conversaciones con el estado, los condados.
Sorry about that. I don't know. Like I said, it's buffing. I've been having that problem. But they're also on Facebook and the county website. You guys can go for more information. I just want to see what they're talking about. I might cut it short because, like I said, I got a 4 o'clock interview all the way from Chicago. So, I mean, yep. I'm just going to cut it short to the point. I'll do one more time. Know what's going on. So just go to his websites, and there's the Facebook page on the bottom of my screen and the website. Basically, they're taking too long on the topic. Just get to the point. That's my belief. As journalists, don't sugarcoat nothing. Just get to the point. Whatever they're going to deliver, message. And whoever's listening to the county that's listening to me, that's just my theory. Don't give everybody the run around sugarcoat. So be upfront. Okay, now I know they were in the weekend they were talking to the state of California, so that's why the governor did a press conference today again. Sorry to say a bunch of liberals, but
generalizada del virus COVID-19
so
y puede dar lugar a mayores tasas de infección, hospitalización y muerte, especialmente entre las poblaciones más vulnerables. Por lo tanto, los lugares de servicios religiosos deben limitar las
see, they're talking about church.
Imperial incluyen lo siguiente. El canto y la recitación grupal solo se permiten a través de métodos alternativos, ya sea Facebook, plataformas de medios sociales, por teléfono. No será permitido en instalaciones interiores. Ciertas tradiciones de fe que requieren besar objetos, usar tazas comunes, usar programas impresos, etcétera, eso tampoco se permitirá. El paso de los platos o canastos de ofrendas no es permitido. Los niños deben permanecer con su familia en todo momento y la escuela dominical y otros servicios para niños no están permitidos. Estas nuevas pautas estarán vigentes por 21 días después de la aprobación del Departamento de Salud Pública del Condado de Imperial. A los 21 días, el Estado de California, junto con el Departamento de Salud Pública del Condado Imperial, revisarán y evaluarán el impacto de estos límites impuestos en la salud pública y proporcionará más orientación como parte de una restauración gradual de actividades en lugares religiosos. Tanto eso como otras modificaciones se encuentran en la orden oficial del médico de salud, el Dr. Munday. También se encuentran las modificaciones para los sitios de negocios minoristas, cuales también hubo cambios a nivel estatal. Si vemos en la orden estatal que esta tarde se pondrá en el sitio web, hay ciertas entidades que pueden permitir el que se reabran, siempre y cuando reúnan con los requisitos del plan de recuperación del Estado. Los sectores, por nombrar algunos, son aquellos sectores de agricultura que ya estaban abiertos, los vendedores de carros, los cuidados de infantil, la infraestructura de comunicación, construcción, servicios de entrega, la energía, utilidad, hoteles, servicios de logística, y el mining.
So about that, you guys. Thanks for looking. But yeah, that's what's so now I know what's going on out there. You'll see. I'll be gone soon, so I just can't wait to go. Just can't wait to go. Or I am. No, I'm having internet problems. Jeez, am I being censored? Probably. Not working. Oh my gosh. My internet's not working. I feel like I'm being which I have on. Right there, so that's not taking me back. Thank you for watching, and so I gotta say, I watching. Politics just gives you the runarounds. That's what they're doing, just giving the runarounds. They gotta sugarcoat everything. So, thank you. And that's it. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I'm trying to end broadcast, but it won't let me either.